Hey, it's Grayson again. Sorry about the goof earlier on. I was talking way too close to the polling place. Believe it or not, I believe I might be misconstruing the rules on this, but if you're too close to the polling place, um, you can't have like any sort of political speech, or like bumper sticker. I think like even if you like park your car with a bumper sticker, in the parking lot of the polling place. Um, that's problematic. I know if you put up like campaign signs too close to the polling place, it's a problem. But I don't know if me talking as loud as I would need to be heard by you, walking back from the polling place is problematic. But I just decided to cut it out um, before then. But I am watching the returns right now. Hillary Clinton, one interesting thing coming out of this, and obviously Hillary Clinton is the Democratic winner, and the Republican Party that's long settled. This is just symbolic now, um, but interesting fact is that according to NBC News, Hillary has the majority of the pledge delegates. That means the delegates that come from the votes of the Democratic primary and caucus voters. Um, not the super delegates, which is, of course, one of the Sanders campaign's main arguments is it's the super delegates. It's the super delegates that are making Hillary Clinton look so much better than she is. But now she has the majority of the pledge delegates, which kind of backs that down, and we have to see what's going to happen as far as the Sanders voters and what they're going to do. There might be some portion of them that are going to go to Trump, but more likely than not, a lot of them are just going to stay home. And I think that a lot of them actually stood home in the California primary today. And in other states where primary elections are being held is because they kind of already got the word from the AP that this is all done and over with, and you don't need to really come out to vote. I'm a Republican, so obviously for me, it was more than just symbolic because there's a Senate race. There's an important Senate race in California. There are a few important races locally here in Orange County, California, where I live. Some judge elections and two county ballot measures. Um, so I did go out and I did vote, and um, I made a symbolic vote for Ted Cruz, knowing it didn't mean anything. But it is showing that with the 1% of precincts in California, John Kasich has 15% to Donald Trump's 74%. It's not showing how much Cruz has. Um, Kind of another interesting little statistic for us to come out of here with, and that's pretty much as far as the presidential election. We're just getting like interesting tidbits, little fodder for argument. More crucial stuff for Hillary Clinton, because Hillary can now say that it is the will of the people. It's not just the will of some people plus super delegates. Um, and it'll be interesting to see where the Bernie Sanders campaign takes this. Saw an interview with Sanders, and It wasn't exactly a straight answer to anything. More or less, just going back to his platform whenever he was asked a hard question, which that's normal political campaign strategy, called a pivot. Um, but it's going to be interesting what's going to happen to those voters, and um, in other news, the polling numbers for third party candidates. Indictment coming soon. Yeah, that is sure going to throw a wrench into things. Um, if it does so happen that there is a criminal indictment, then I can't even make predictions at that point. It's probably unprecedented to see something like that happen. Hopefully he supports Trump. That would be crazy if Bernie said that. Yeah. that would be very interesting, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. Um, Bernie Sanders is not going to go out and support Donald Trump, but by implication and by the conduct of Sanders supporters, it may wind up supporting Donald Trump. And especially that the numbers, yeah, that would just decrease turnout. And that would be effectively bringing up the Republican candidate Trump. So if he doesn't support anyone, then I see some level of decreased turnout. Whether that level of decreased turnout is going to be statistically important in the general election is yet to be seen. It's possible that perhaps all we are going to see is just some small portion of the Sanders voters saying, I'm not voting in general, some going to third party, but the vast majority going to Hillary Clinton. It's just going to be a bunch of very small numbers, and it's going to come down pretty close at the end. Excuse me. Hillary. Yeah. Very enthusiastic in your support there. Appreciate you chiming in. So, third party candidates are actually getting some traction now. A lot of the third party candidates are actually polling a lot higher than what they normally are. They had Gary Johnson interviewed on the PBS NewsHour last night, which is kind of interesting because you typically don't see a third party candidate getting that kind of traction. I know it's not NBC, ABC, CBS evening news, it's PBS, but still, it's a network that's carried in most American households over the air. So um, that could be a major factor, and that's probably going to take more Trump voters, even though Gary Johnson says it's not going to take more Trump voters than Clinton voters. It probably will take more Trump voters. And I've been debating with myself what to do in the general. Thank God that's months away. I'm going to sign off just about now. Check me out at GreysonPeltier.com, GreysonPeltier.com, RepublicanSocialJustice.org. Follow at Grayson Nation on Twitter. I will perhaps update you a couple more times tonight. If not, God bless you.